for food. You can finally know the size that is supposed to rule. But you can't take a mother and give her back to son. What kind of freedom is bought with a gun?
Hi, welcome to Last Resort Repair and Recreation, episode 33. That's interesting. Very significant number for a lot of stuff. We're in the third dimension, 3D. It's all like connected. It's connection. Another interesting thing that happened was we have a clock, and the clock is wrong. But it's interesting that it has bird sounds and it goes off at every 33. So and in the 333 actually has like three separate like bird chirps. It's like a series of bird chirps. It's really interesting. I just wanted to throw that out there. Well, we got a lot of important stuff to talk about, but first we're going to talk about. I wrote something about the Zika virus, and then Maude had a different take on it, and we're going to talk about the Zika virus today. But I suggest that something very important. You need to go to newsinsideout.com and search Panel World Pedophile Child Sacrifice Network based on a Babylonian system. Includes 2016 Trump, Clinton, CIA, popes, monarchs, churches, governments, courts, banks, and Masons. It's a panel with Alfred Weber and Peter Kling and some other guests, and they have a lot of really a lot of information, and it's important. And right now, that's our goal, is to get this out, because people need to know this. It needs to be exposed and stopped. That's what we're doing. That's why we're here. Children are being harmed, and we just released a cartoon that's a little bit graphic, but we want to get the point across because I'm sick of it, and a lot of people are, and I'm sure. And if all the children that are being victimized, they need us to be out there doing this and getting the word out there that Trump and Clinton is involved in this, and it's pretty terrible. They say that she was involved in child sacrifice rituals and blood drinking, and Trump, as his business is funded and run by the pedophilia ring. So there's a lot of sick things out there. People need to know this. People need to expose this. And we need to get Andy up there. Andy 2016. He wants to tell everyone the truth, and he wants to tell people about the technologies that have been hidden from the public and protected under the guise of national security. All this national security crap needs to stop because these people are protected by it, and it's injustice. And all of us need to stand up for these children that are being victimized. It's very sick, and it needs to stop. And so we're still taking some notes on that. We have a little bit left, about like a few more minutes left to listen to, but we're taking notes on that, and I think Ralph's going to talk about it next week. He's going to read the notes that we took, and Charmello's got some juicy rhymes to add, and she's going to do that next week. Okay, I'm going to talk about the Zika virus because I haven't heard anyone that we usually listen to talking about it, but based on what I know from past viruses, crap, and stuff like Ebola, the big Ebola scare, now you don't hear about that anymore. It's another scare tactic to cause fear. So I'm going to start off with a poem, and then we're going to get into that. This poem was written by Mark Cloverfield. It's called To the Human. You're closer to source than you'll ever know. All of your creations prove this is so. In human form you feel disconnected, but through your creations your love is reflected, connecting you to your cosmic star, master yourself both on earth and afar. And I'm leaving the door to source ajar to always remind you of who you are. There's another way we word it too. I can't figure out what sounds better, so I'm going to read the different one. There's a different line change. We didn't know what sounded better. It's To the Human by Mark Cloverfield. You are closer to Source than you'll ever know. All of your creations prove this is so. In human form you feel disconnected, but through your creations your love is reflected. Connecting you to your cosmic star, now see yourself both on earth and afar. And the door to Source remains ajar to always remind you of who you are. Yeah, I think I like that version better. Sometimes we write poems and we have like all these different versions and we can't figure out which one sounds best. But you know what? After that, I think that does sound good. So, yeah, as you can see, that line's been edited and re-edited. Even when we recopy this is our final draft poem in this book. So our handwriting is quite atrocious, but we try. Okay. Okay, that was pretty, it looks really bad now, but we'll fix it later. Check it off. Okay. Okay, I'll read another poem and I'm going to read what I wrote on that. It's called Vessels of Source. Source is endless love. Source exists within and above. We are the vessels that bring Source to earth through the love we've been sharing since humanity's birth. Okay, now, what I wrote about Zika virus. My thoughts about concerns regarding the Zika virus. My thoughts about the Zika virus are as follows. I feel that the Zika virus is just like the Ebola scare. The powers that were are trying to promote fear again. My main concern is that they will try to scare the masses into getting an unnecessary vaccine for a fictitious virus. The tricks are getting old, and hopefully the masses aren't buying into it anymore. Mainstream media is becoming a thing of the past, and they're desperate to get people to watch them. Okay. I'm going to turn over to Maude. And then there was another one we also wrote another thing about it too, another twist take on it to be interpreted. Okay, this one that I wrote about called Zika virus red flags. All of a sudden we have all this money to combat the Zika virus. I thought we were in debt. There's always been money from BS and war. Why haven't we heard of the Zika virus until now? They are not even telling us the symptoms. So far, all we know is it puts the unborn at risk of birth defects and is sexually transmitted. Why is there immediate funding for this and not other ailments? Why is there money all of a sudden for funding this, but not enough money to fund ailments such as pediatric cancer or muscular dystrophy? The Zika virus is bullshit, and I would advise that no one trust the vaccine for the Zika virus. Who knows if it contains trace amounts of black goo? This could be part of the transhumanist agenda to robotize humanity. They are desperate to stop our conscious awakening, but they are losing. Earth and her children will prevail. Nothing can stop the force of love. There will be a mass healing in 2017, and the wicked will be locked out of the higher dimensional Earth. They are panicking because they know that they are finished. And that's empowerment right there. It's a little bit aggressive, but as Mark says, vitriolic speech is very important because just saying things can make a difference. I swear, sometimes when we just get like an epiphany or something, the sun will come out. It's really interesting sometimes. Like that one show we did, and it was really emotional. Also, seeing words, certain words that are spoken really offend these higher dimensional beings that are trying to take advantage of us because they don't want us to get up to their dimension in thinking. because we're more than just the flesh and bodies and matter. We're more than that. We are our own self-rulers, and we know what we're doing, and we are going to evolve with the earth because that's what she wants to do as well. And these beings know this, and they know that they're not going to be able to get to us when we evolve. So they want to keep us in control and conformity in the same system with money and workforce and all that crap. Because then we have to do that and keep their little pedophile rings going all over the world. And we are taking back the earth. They can keep the world. The earth is ours, and we are going to take care of her. I guess I should read that poem now. I wrote a poem. Yeah. Earth belongs to humanity. They can keep the world, but we're taking the earth, because she's wanted to be ours since humanity's birth. We want to take care of her and treat her with respect by freeing her from the prison of the ones that she rejects. For energy is our right. We are lighting up the night. Together with our Mother Earth, we will be all right. We're here to stand up for her. As she takes care of us, we take care of her. Okay. Another thing too, speech. Peter King was saying how saying certain Hebrew words and names make the ground vibrate, because the universe, there's something about the sounds, and the malevolent beings don't like it, and it annoys them. And he's been attacked before, and they tried to hurt him, but he's not stopping. And every time he says stuff, it's just amazing, and it makes you feel very hopeful. He said that the powerful words, Yahuwah, Yeshua, you could say Jehovah or Jesus Christ, but those aren't really, the actual real names are Yeshua and Yahuwah and Yahweh and stuff like that. I am, the I am presence that the malevolent beings don't want us to hear or think about or know about. They want to take that away from people. And we have a right to that. We have a right, we have a cosmic connection, and we have a right to access that and have great things happen and healing that we hope happens soon. And we have the power to bring about positive change on Earth, and that's why we're here. And the one main goal that we have as united force against the wicked is to end this child pedophilia and stop protecting these people. Do not deserve to be protected. They're involved in sick things and need to be exposed. And we need to help these children. If we were one of those children, we would hope somebody was helping us. And that's how I feel. So here's Maude's take on the Zika virus, and then we're going to talk about another take on the Zika virus. Hi, this is Maude, Mabel, 11, McKenna, and Hazel. 11 is a brand new doll that we made. She was posted a while back, but we're just getting her on now, so she's here and she's helping us through this crap. And she wants to see, all of us want to see this pedophilia be exposed and stopped. So that's what we're dedicated to. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Couldn't find the article. I found it. It's called A Positive Interpretation of the Zika Virus by Maude. Could the Zika virus be a sign that humanity has risen in consciousness enough to where we no longer need to bear children? In this author's opinion, the main point of our existence is to rise in consciousness, do the great work, and expose the truth to help humanity and the earth evolve and rise in vibration. According to this theory, it only makes sense that we would reach a point where child rearing is no longer necessary. Many couples just have children and don't really think of why they are having them. The controllers continue to encourage the human circle of life, a well-known reference in The Lion King, to keep humanity enslaved in the cycle of birth and death, hoping that they will continue to be an energy source powering their system's machine and not awaken to the higher realms of consciousness. Procreation is something promoted to the unconscious mind. We came here to rise above the controller system of slavery, not bring more beings into it. I think that we are coming close to the end of the reincarnation cycle gap, because more are remembering their past lives. As the gap gets smaller, I believe that more children born today will begin to remember that they are reincarnated loved ones that their families once loved and lost before the child's birth. This is what I feel the Google reference was talking about when it mentions the tombs of the loved ones will be opened. Our master, and the one who is behind all of us and created all of us, feels in her heart that this is true because she encountered 2 past life regressions. And although they were people of long ago, she feels like the gap is getting smaller for the return of more recent loved ones and children. And hopefully that's it. Here's a poem I'll read too. It's called Earth's Visionaries. The odds are stacked against us is a statement we refuse. Earth's visionaries. The odds are stacked against us is a statement we refuse to believe, because we're on a heavenly mission and we can think beyond what we perceive. Sorry, I wrote that there was more to come to it and there isn't. So here. Earth's visionaries. The odds are stacked against us is a statement we refuse to believe, because we're on a heavenly mission and we can think beyond what we perceive. That was a short one. Okay, I'm getting back to Matthaeus now with the third take on the Zika virus. Find that. Where is it? Okay, here it is. The Zika virus could possibly be something created to cause women to miscarry because the dark occultists all will soon be exposed and their loose factories will be shut down. They are psychopaths, and I wouldn't put it past them to put something out there that could deliberately cause miscarriages. They love creating fear and emotional distress. Loosh is such a sick practice. It's a very, very disgusting practice where they lacerate a baby's genitals and have them bleed to death upside down, tied to a cross. They think that they capture the soul through the blood. Then they sell it on the black market. Many who do this are extremely wealthy because the blood contains something that is like a powerful drug. They make sacrifices to ancient off-planet beings known as Anunnaki, gods, Baal, Molech, Marduk, etc. The Zika virus could be their last-ditch effort of causing infant sacrifices that they will no longer be able to do once they are exposed and stopped. It is our job to expose these psychopaths. That is why we came to this earth. She wants our help to end these sacrifices that have been performed on her for thousands of years and still continue. If we all came together to expose these criminals, then they will be brought to justice. Maybe we can't do it all on our own. If this is the case, then we need to ask our higher selves for guidance and merge with them along with others. Along with other off-planet spirits that we made soul contracts with, and ask them for guidance. And always remember that. Just be careful that you don't. Be sure that you can trust these things, and don't let anything mislead you. Because if you have spirit contact and your higher self, they will leave things up to you. They say that it's your decision. You need to decide what you're going to do. They're not going to tell you what to do. Because that's interfering with your soul development on Earth. So, okay, they were made soul contract with, and ask them for guidance also. If we all come together and ask for the help of the positive extraterrestrial spirits, then they could come and help us. They cannot do this unless we ask for their help in mass. They are good beings who respect the cosmic law of non-interference. They want to help, but they need our permission. Okay, and I'm going to close out with this poem. It's called Rising from Our Pain. From the ashes of our pain we have risen. We no longer perceive Mother Earth as a prison. We are here to help her, and in return she helps us. Forever and always, in Earth we trust. That's going to be the new, that's our catchphrase now, because it's very important. And I thank you for joining us, and next week we will get into that pedophilia and sacrifice stuff that we learned from newsinside.com, and I suggest that you take a look at that. It's quite long. It's 4 hours, and we're still taking notes on it. We have a little bit left, so hopefully this video is going pretty long. So I don't know. Hopefully it'll be able to be uploaded on Facebook. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful day. See you next week.